Hey Rose, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stay at the office later than I thought.
That's fine. I don't care. I already ate dinner anyway. I'm going to go to sleep, so don't be too loud when you come back in. Oh, and buy some ice cream from the store on your way home, too.
Okay, I will. But you have a minute to talk right now? There's something I need to talk to you about.
What's up? Is it important?
Well, it's about work. To be honest, I guess the performance of the company hasn't been the best lately, and they have not been making as many sales as before.
I remember you mentioning something like that before. And?
Well, it turns out they're trying to cut my salary a little from next month.
Are you kidding me? Can they even do that? What about your summer bonus? Surely that at least they can't touch, right?
They haven't mentioned that, and I can't really say for sure. But it's probably better to just assume it won't be coming this year.
I don't believe this. And this year, I was really set on finally going on a trip to Europe. I thought one of the main benefits of this job was that you get a particularly good summer bonus. If they get rid of it, what's even the point? Can't you do something about this?
It's not really up to me to decide whether I get a bonus or not. I mean, of course I'd also love to get it. A lot of our clients have been going to insolvency one after the other.
That's got nothing to do with the average employee, though.
I know that's the case, but our company also isn't the biggest one out there. So they can't afford to keep giving out bonuses if business goes bad. It's possible that even we will have to file for bankruptcy.
You guys too? And so you're just not going to have a job?
Well, even if we do go bankrupt, there's no need to worry too much. I've already started to line up a new place that will accept me in case that happens, so I won't be out of a job. The pay will be less though, unfortunately. Don't worry though, it won't affect you, Rose.
How is it not going to affect me if your salary keeps going down? How am I supposed to pay for my manicures? For the hairdresser? Can I just keep spending the same amount on makeup and clothing too then?
Well, about that, I would like you to cut back on some of those things. I mean, I've been thinking for a little while that you may already be spending a little too much there. Afterwards, let's sit down together and go over the budget and where we can cut down on some things.
Fine, but there's no way that'll start working.
It's okay, I know that. I'm not asking you to find a job. Just work with me a little to cut down on some expenses.
I can't believe this. This really sucks.
Come on, don't be like that. The company hasn't gone bankrupt just yet, and I'm doing my best for the both of us here.
That stuff has nothing to do with me.
Look, I'll try as much as I can to make sure it doesn't affect you. But sometimes you make these really big purchases. You know, like a bag that costs a couple $1,000s or the like. It's those sorts of things that will be easiest and best to cut down on.
This really is the worst. I had already found the next bag I wanted to buy too.
I'm sorry.
Summer is already fast approaching. Are you trying to tell me that I'm going to have to wear the same outfits I did last year?
Listen, I'm not telling you that you can't buy any clothes or anything like that. I'd just like you to cut down on some of the really expensive purchases, that's all. Another thing is all of the Uber Eats you've been ordering. I mean, it costs far more to order there. Plus, there's the delivery fee too. So rather than that, I think we could try cooking ourselves more and see how it goes from there. It's also been a while since I've had your cooking. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
I never cooked for you before.
What? Right after we got married, you used to cook for a while. I know that was a while ago, but you did.
That wasn't me. That was like a home catering service. Somebody else cooked it.
Oh, was that it?
I don't know how to cook at all. And you know I can't clean either. You should know that being with me costs a lot of money. So, if you want to stay together, you better make sure you're still making enough money for me to live the lifestyle I want.
That's what I'm trying to do here.
Doesn't matter if you try. What I want to see is results. What's the use if you really try hard, but your salary just keeps getting cut and I can't buy what I want? You're the one who wanted to get married, so you better hold up your end of the bargain.
Right, but when we got married, we both promised to support each other, remember?
So what if we did?
Well, it seems to me that that time has come, you know, to support each other.
Doesn't seem that way to me. I see you trying to rely on me and ask me to sacrifice things. You're the only one who is asking me to cut down on Uber Eats and shopping.
If you put it like that, yeah, sure. But it's not like I'm trying to tell you to go to work or anything. I'm just asking for a bit of understanding and cooperation with daily expenses.
Man, it's tiring me out talking to you. I'm going to sleep.
Wait, what?
I just had a nice relaxing bath too, but this has completely ruined my mood. When you come back tonight, you can sleep on the couch. I don't want to see your face next to me when I wake up.
Okay, I'll sleep on the couch tonight.
Not only that, I've noticed recently that you're getting older. You smell worse and worse. Look after your hygiene a bit more. I don't want to be around someone that smells bad. You smell more and more like an old man each year. I'm going to just pretend that you didn't say anything about work or your salary or cutting down on anything. You better think long and hard and figure out how to fix it though.
A few months later. Hey Rose, I'm coming home early tonight.
What? Why? I got plans tonight, so even if you come home early, I probably won't be around.
Could you postpone your plans a little tonight? I've got something really important to talk to you about.
No way. It's my friend's birthday today. If you need to tell me something, just send it by text. I'll take a look at it later.
Fine, I'll just tell you now then. My company is going to file for bankruptcy.
What? Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, I'm being serious. We all tried our best to keep everything afloat, but nothing could be done in the end. That being said, I still have a few things I need to take care of this month, so I'll still be heading to work as usual to the end of the month.
I told you that I don't care about whether you all try hard or not. Bankruptcy is bankruptcy. If there's no company, you have no job. What's going to happen to me? We won't have to move out of this house, will we?
We've got enough savings to get us through, I think, but it's hard to tell exactly what will happen right now. It might be better to move to a place with slightly lower rent. Luckily enough, our contract is expiring soon too, so it might not be a bad idea to move then.
I don't believe this.
I'm sorry. But like I said before, don't worry. I'll still make sure you can have the life you've gotten used to. I'll probably be really busy for a while, but I promise I'll end up making even more money than I have been up until now.
And when will that be?
Even if you ask me something like that, I can't really tell you. All I can say is it'll be as soon as possible.
And I'm supposed to just continue living and trusting such vague comments from you? Because I can't do that. I need some stability.
I knew it! We're just going to end up in the same position as that friend of yours who stupidly started working for that startup company. Don't say things like that. I'm going to keep this under control. I told you I'd make sure this doesn't affect you badly.
It already is! You're telling me that you don't have a job anymore, and we don't know how we're going to live or pay for things.
I'll be able to find another job quickly. I already talked to a friend about this possibility a while ago.
You told me last time that the job would have a much lower pay.
Well, it definitely won't be as high as it is now, but it will definitely be enough for the two of us to live on. I don't understand why you're getting so upset about this.
I wasn't able to go to Europe this summer. I also wasn't able to buy the Gucci bag I wanted.
It's not like you weren't able to buy anything at all.
Listen closely, because I'm going to tell you clearly right now. If you don't have money, I have no interest in you.
Wait, what are you saying?
The only reason I married you was because you were earning more money than everyone else at the time. If that weren't the case, there's no way I'd marry you. Do you really think I'd go for someone as ugly as you if you weren't rich?
Is that how you've been thinking this whole time? It might be true that I'm not the best looking guy around, but...
Obviously not.
But were you also lying when you said that you liked my personality? You mean when I said that you're kind?
That wasn't a lie, actually. You're pretty gentle and will do whatever I ask. I like that. But having money is still the most important condition. Like I said before, I'm not interested in you if you have no money to support my lifestyle.
Rose, please tell me you're lying.
Wake up, Sam. Open your eyes and look at reality. Do you really think there's something about you that's attractive for a woman apart from your money? We've been together because you're quiet and don't hold back on giving me money to spend. That's all there is to it.
And here I've been doing my very best to try and make your life even better.
And how did that go? Ended up with your company going bankrupt.
But I really loved you.
Yeah, thanks. That's because I spent a lot of money on beauticians and other stuff to look like this.
I'm not talking just about your appearance. You're really confident and straightforward. I really like that about you. You have a lot of qualities that I myself lack. And you were extremely kind up until we got married.
What, you only just noticed that I changed after we got married?
Well, I had been thinking that you got a little colder than before. But since I'd seen how kind you could be, I kept hoping that the real you would come back to the fore sooner or later.
I was just kind to you so that you would marry me. After that, I was nice. I don't know, probably just when I wanted something.
I see. So you really had no feelings for me at all?
There's no way I would get married just for feelings or love. I'm not that kind of person to put emotions first and then suffer through some miserable existence with no money. Whether your life turns out happy or tragic, it all depends on who you marry. And I guess in this case, I misjudged you.
I'm sorry about that.
So, when it comes to a broke man, it's time for divorce. There's no reason to stay with you anymore. There's no guarantee that you'll make the same amount of money again, or that you ever will at all. Women's looks have an expiration date, you know. I gotta hook the next man before it's too late.
Fine, I won't say anything more.
Oh, thank God. It would have been a real pain if you tried to cling on to this. Remember though, I still want my half of the assets in the divorce. Also, I'll get the divorce papers ready tomorrow, so make sure you sign them.
Okay.
You know, I almost feel bad for treating you like this right after you lost your job. But don't hold it against me, okay? It's your fault for trying to punch above your weight and get a girl like me. You should have married someone so out of your league.
A few years later.
Hey, it's been a while. How have you been, Sean?
Who's this? Rose?
Yep, glad you still remember me.
Right.
Sorry for messaging you out of the blue, but there's something that caught my interest about you.
What do you want?
There's nothing in particular.
Then stop messaging me. I thought you'd already blocked me, so I didn't bother doing it from my end. I'll block you on everything in a second.
Wait a minute. I got something I want to talk to you about. I actually saw something about you in an article. It said that you're a CEO now.
That's right.
Congratulations! You've done so well.
Thanks.
I knew I was right when I chose to marry you. I really do have a good sense. Well done, well done. You wanted me to come back to you, so you must have worked really hard.
What, do you think I did anything for you? I did it for my wife and child.
Wait, what? You're married and have a child? How can that be?
I don't know how I could make that any simpler. I remarried and we had a child. So now I've been doing my best for my family.
You got remarried?
Yep.
But it hasn't even been 5 years since we got divorced. And you're not only just married, but you have a kid too?
5 years is a long time.
When did you get married?
About 3 years ago.
That means that, at the longest, you and your wife only dated for 2 years. But there's no way that you started seeing someone straight after the divorce, right?
Well, we started dating about 6 months after the divorce.
What? You really found another woman so quickly? I don't believe it. I bet you're getting the wool pulled over your eyes again.
I don't want to hear anything like that from you. After the divorce was over, I heard from one of our mutual friends that you'd already been seeing someone before we ended things.
And where's your proof of that?
I don't have any, and I'm not even trying to accuse or blame you for it. But I do know that you were seeing a whole load of different guys as soon as we divorced. So I don't want to hear anything from you about 6 months being too soon or whatever.
Don't you realize that you're just going down the same path here? Let me tell you something. You should divorce your wife.
My wife and I trust each other very much. There's nothing for you to worry about.
I wonder about that. She's definitely just a woman who sniffed out some money and sunk her teeth into you.
You couldn't be further from the truth. We used to work together. And she's the one who helped me build my business from the ground up. She's really someone who is irreplaceable to me. Honestly, even if it were the case that she was tricking me just for my money at this point, I'd even be okay with that.
You haven't changed at all. You're still just as laid back as ever. But I'm one of these women, so I know and can tell you, any women around you are just there for money.
Don't project yourself onto other people. Not everyone is like you. My wife definitely isn't like that.
Coming from you, who were completely taken in by all my lies? How could you be so sure?
It's exactly because I was tricked by you like that I can tell. I've become more cautious since. Because unlike you, my wife hasn't changed since we got married. She's still the same person. You're wrong about her.
Sam, listen to me. I'm the one person who understands you best. I know that deep down, you really want to be with and live together with someone as beautiful as me again. You chose me, and I know that you're a sucker for beautiful women.
I told you that I didn't choose you just for your looks.
You don't need to lie to me. I mean, obviously, a beautiful woman is better than an ugly one.
Is that what you messaged me to talk about? Sorry, but I'm pretty busy.
Look, I'm willing to give you another chance and meet again.
What?
I bet your wife showed up sometime when you had no money to your name. So she must not be that good looking at all. Plus, if she worked with you at your previous company, she must be as plain looking as they come. So, what do you say? Now that you have the money again, why not go back to your happily married life? It's not a bad deal.
No, it's not a bad deal. It's the worst deal possible.
Are you seriously saying that?
Living with you was a horrible time of my life. My life now is complete heaven compared to that time. I can come home every day to my loving wife and child and eat her home-cooked meals. Not only that, but she can help me out with work. People like her are hard to come by. I feel like I don't even deserve someone like her. She's too good for me.
I bet she's just delivering all the food just like I did, right? And how do you even know that it's your kid? You have no idea.
Just give up already. The two of us are complete strangers now. Stop saying those kinds of things about my wife. If you say anything more, I'm of the mind to sue you for libel. Should I call my lawyer now?
Oh wait, don't. There's no reason for that. That was just a joke right now.
There are some things that you just don't joke about.
But Sam, you said that I was really kind before, and you like that, right? There was never anything for you to get angry at me for.
That was when you were my wife, and I of course loved you then. Now I feel nothing towards you at all.
But I was your wife before.
And now you're a total stranger.
To be honest, I've always regretted splitting with you. I only realized it after, but someone kind and gentle like you is a perfect match for me. I really had to gather up all my courage to finally contact you again today.
Okay, and so what? None of that has anything to do with me.
Don't be so cold.
I roughly know your situation, although I'm exactly not sure what it is right now. You weren't able to get married again after our divorce, right? No matter how many rich guys you'd approach and try to fool like you did me, they never fell for it. And now you're still on your own, right?
That's just because I couldn't forget about you, Sam.
If that were true, you would have messaged me earlier, not waited 5 years. You only messaged me because you found out that I became a CEO from that article you read. I bet you thought that you would finally get some more money again. Did you really think I'll be tricked by you again?
That's not it. I really did love you before. It just took me a long time to realize it. Don't accuse me of such things, Sam.
As if I'd ever be able to believe anything you say again. It's not me that you like, it's just my money. But you know, I felt grateful to you after the divorce. Thanks to you leaving like you did, I was able to meet my amazing wife. I'm really glad you realized that we weren't in the same league and left. After that, I immediately blocked Rose on all platforms. Every now and then I hear something about her from some of her friends. It's not clear whether she's aiming too high or maybe all the men she approaches see right through her, but it seems that she just can't manage to hold anyone down. Of course, being married or in a relationship isn't the only important thing in life. There are plenty of people who are completely happy being single. But in Rose's case, she has always wanted to just get married and live an easy life off of the back of her husband's labor, so it's not the best situation for her. Apparently, she's really rushing around like crazy to find someone to marry her. And although she's in her mid-30s, she still only aims for rich guys in their 20s. For someone like Rose, who has never worked a day in her life and just spent it relaxing, it must be hard to even get into situations to meet men like that. I don't know how long it will take her to view herself objectively and see reality how it is, but the way things are going, she's not going to get her hands on what she really wants.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Jessica, I just got done cleaning up the house for the time being. I bought you that pregnancy pillow you wanted too.
Thanks, Kevin. You're the best. I bet I'll sleep like a baby now.
You finished up at the salon yet? You said you'd be heading back around the evening, right? Want me to come pick you up? Your stomach's the size of a hot air balloon. I bet moving around must be tough for you these days. I don't mind coming to get you if you want me to, babe.
About that. I'll be done at the salon soon, but my friends just messaged me asking if I want to join her out for a meal later on. So I'm gonna head straight out to meet her from the salon. Thanks for the offer though, sweetie.
Oh, you said you wanted macaroni cheese today. I was gonna make you some. I even went and bought the ingredients.
Oh, sorry, hun. Can we do a rain check on the macaroni cheese until your next day off work? I don't have any plans then.
Sure thing. The next day off it is. If you're going out for a meal, does that mean you'll be back late? I don't want you walking around in the dark while you're that pregnant. Let me know when you're ready to come home, and I'll drive out and get you.
Oh, it's fine. My friend said she'd drop me off. Don't worry about it. Just relax and enjoy your day off.
I see. In that case, I'm gonna chill on the sofa with a bottle of Bud and watch the football.
Sounds like fun. Sorry again, honey. I feel bad knowing you went out and bought me all that stuff. But the baby will be here soon, and I wanted to see my friend again one last time before our lives changed forever.
Fair enough. You did say you wanted to see her before the birth. Things will never be the same again, that's for sure. It'll probably be harder to make time to see people when we've got the little one to look after, so it's probably for the best that you fit it in now while there's still room to breathe. Don't sweat it, babe. I hope you have a good time.
Thank you. I intend to have a blast. Sensibly, of course. I'm gonna enjoy my freedom as much as I can while I still have it.
Jeez, you make it sound like a prison sentence. I'll be around to help out with the baby when I can, you know. We'll make sure you always have time for yourself, okay? I promise.
Thanks, honey. You're so kind and dependable. I feel lucky to have you. All right, well, I'm gonna go gossip and enjoy some delicious food with my friend now.
All right. If you start feeling uneasy or nauseous or anything, just give me a shout, and I'll be out in a jiffy. I'll make sure I don't get too drunk to drive.
I will, thanks. You need some you time as well, though. Don't forget that, honey. You don't have to do all the housework every single day on my behalf. I'm still capable of doing some things myself, albeit very slowly. All work and no play makes Kevin a stressed boy.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I can assure you Kevin doesn't mind. I've been going out in the van at work doing countryside deliveries every day lately, so I'm more than refreshed enough as it is. I want to do everything I can to make this whole thing as stress-free as it can be for you. No amount of housework could compare to the toll 9 months of pregnancy followed by childbirth must take on your mind and body. I can't make that any easier for you, but there are some things I can do, and I intend to do them to the best of my ability.
You're so dependable.
Besides, you're going back to your parents' place for a home birth, so you won't be around at the house much longer.
This again? I thought you'd be over the whole home birth thing by now.
Your parents live a long way away, which means I'm not going to be able to make it for the birth because of my work schedule.
Maybe not, but don't worry. I'll be home a month later. It'll fly by and we'll be together again before you know it. Surely you can bear to be without me for just a little while?
I want to meet my baby when it's born, not a month later. Maybe I should go on leave from work after all.
No. That just won't do. You said it yourself. Your company's just about to enter the busiest time of year. They need you there, Kevin. You can spend all the time you want with the baby when I come home. Do your job, slacker.
Fine, point taken. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me. I'm going to get to work on making your lunchbox for tomorrow. This time, it's honey roast ham with cheddar and sun-dried tomatoes in a soft, thick crust bread.
Sounds delish. Can't wait, honey. Thanks a bunch.
All right, catch you later. Have fun with your friend. Don't do anything too crazy.
I won't. You too, sweetie. Enjoy your chill time, okay? It's not often you get a full day off, so make the most of it.
Jessica, are you already on your way to your folks' place?
Yep, I'm just at the airport at the minute. I'm waiting for the boarding announcement.
Are you feeling okay? Nothing feels out of the ordinary?
I'm fine.
I want you to message me as soon as you land.
Jeez, Kevin, of course I will. You'll be home late from work today, though, right? What was it again? Didn't you say all the guys from the office are throwing a leaving party for Richard from sales? I'll probably be asleep by then, so I won't be able to message you. I hope you don't mind.
That's cool. I don't plan on staying out that late, though. It's not like we're going to be dancing on the table until the early hours. Not like the good old days.
Really? But you never go out drinking. Don't you want to make the most of it? I really don't mind if you let your hair down every now and then. I think it might do you good. I'll be safe and sound under the watchful eye of my mom and dad, so there's really nothing stopping you from letting loose and going wild. Remember, this might be the last chance you get before the baby's born.
I'd rather chill at home.
Oh, you say that, but you and Richard get on like a house on fire. Don't you want to make his send-off one that he never forgets? You always used to have him over at the house for beer and football. This is his leaving party, Kevin. He only gets one. He'd probably be upset if you left early, so I want you to make sure he has a good time.
We got along great until about a year ago, but ever since then he's kind of been a bit, how do you put this, cold and distant? We don't talk nearly as much as we used to.
Oh, I see. I had no idea. Now that you mention it, he hasn't been over to the house for ages.
Something tells me he's been thinking about leaving the company for a while. It probably has something to do with that. But even still, I wish he would have talked to me. We were supposed to be friends, but one day he showed up at the office and it was suddenly like we were strangers.
He always struck me as the serious type. You know, like he had a strong sense of responsibility. He probably just feels bad about leaving you all behind. It's a shame though, I always liked him. It would have been nice to see him one last time before he left.
I'll pass on the kind words. He'll like that. I'll tell him he's welcome at our place anytime, once things have calmed down for him at his new job. Whether he'll come or not is another question, but at least I'll let him know that there's no hard feelings.
Good idea, babe. I think you should. Oh, it looks like people are lining up to board the plane. Gotta shoot!
Okay, babe. Safe flight. Send my love to your parents. Morning, Martha. How are you? It's Kevin.
Kevin? Hi, it's been a while. I'm doing well, thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm not so bad, thanks.
It's not like you to message me. Is everything okay? Did something happen?
I wanted to send you guys some money to help out with your living costs, what with having Jessica over and all. But she said you didn't need it and turned me down. I still really want you to have it, though.
Living cost?
Yeah, well, it's been really kind of you to take her in for the home birth, and you've always been really supportive towards us both. I know you might not necessarily need it, but I'd be really happy if you let me give you some money to help out. It breaks my heart that I couldn't get away from work for long enough to be there for the due date, so I'm counting on you guys to look after Jessica until the birth. There's nothing I can do stuck back at home, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd accept this money. I feel like then I could at least be of some use.
Wait, what? Hang on a sec. Huh? I haven't heard anything about a home birth. Jessica's not at our house.
What? But she left home to go stay with you yesterday. She even messaged me saying she arrived at your place. She messaged me an hour ago, saying that you just made her pancakes for breakfast.
We don't even have any pancakes. Jessica's not here with us, Kevin, I assure you. Did she really say she was coming back here for a home birth? Is this some kind of April Fool's joke? No, it's September. What's going on, Kevin?
I'm not joking. She said she was staying with you and your husband until a month after the birth. She said you guys had discussed this at length and had it all planned for a while. She left the house yesterday. She even kept me updated on when her flight departed and landed. Have you heard from her at all?
She never mentioned anything about a home birth. She did confide in me about something a little while ago, though.
Something?
I'm sorry, Kevin. I feel awful to have to ask you this, but am I right in thinking things between you and my daughter haven't been going so well lately?
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Huh? Am I wrong? She said things were so bad she was considering divorce.
Say what now? Divorce? What the hell? We haven't even argued since she fell pregnant. I mean, I'm not sure if I can call this a fight, but the only kind of friction we've had over the last 9 months was when I disagreed with her going to live with you guys for a home birth, because it would mean I couldn't be there for it. But it never got out of hand, and I'm super grateful for Jessica and everything she does for me. I'm looking forward to the birth more than anything.
That's funny. She told me you haven't so much as lifted a finger when it comes to things like helping her get around or doing things around the house. She said you're constantly out getting drunk and gambling with your friends.
What the heck? That's just not true. Sure, I had a few drinks last night, but that was only because work was throwing a leaving party for one of my coworkers. And there was certainly no gambling involved. It's the first time I've been out drinking in half a year. I was hardly hyped about the idea, but I've known the guy for years, and I would have felt bad if I wasn't there for his send-off party. Besides, I rush home from work as early as I possibly can every day to help out with the housework.
Really, Kevin? Are you telling me the truth?
I swear on my life I am. None of this makes any sense. Why would she tell you all these lies about me? She's been messaging me like everything was going along, just like she said the whole time.
Do you think she could be planning to run away from home?
Surely, if that was the case, she wouldn't bother replying to me at all.
Good point. I wonder what on earth could be going on with her. Listen, Kevin, I'm a firm believer that marriage is based on openness, trust, and communication, which is why I told her I think she should talk things through with you. I said there was a chance you might change after the baby was born, and advised her not to make any brash decisions. I said she should take some time to think things through and see how everything plays out.
I see.
I'll be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea why Jessica would lie like this, but maybe she just needs some time. Would you mind holding off on controlling her for a little while? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this without any fireworks going off. The fact that she's still messaging you must mean she hasn't decided to divorce you just yet. I'm gonna give her a call now. I won't mention anything about what you just told me for the time being. Let's see if we can't figure out what's going on here.
Alright. She probably wouldn't tell me where she was, or where she really was, even if I asked her right now. It's probably for the best that you be the one to do this. I hate to trouble you, Martha, but please, do what you can.
Trouble? Don't be silly. This is yours, my daughter's, and my grandchild's lives we're talking about here. I'm sorry she lied to you. You must be beside yourself with worry.
Yeah, I can't deny it. I'm desperate to know what's going on. But if she's stressed, I don't want to make it even worse by bombarding her with questions and making her feel pressured. If she feels like I'm not giving her enough space, then she might never come home again. I want to avoid that at all costs.
You're right. We have to avoid potentially agitating her and making her do something drastic. Don't worry. I'll be as polite and indirect as possible when I call her. I'll just see if I can figure out where she is at the time being. I won't pressure her for any explanations.
Got it. That sounds good.
I'll be in touch as soon as I know anything. All right, Kevin. Leave it with me.
Hey, sweetie! Did you see the pic of our daughter I sent earlier? How cute is she?
Yep.
Yep. I just gave birth to your daughter, Kevin. I knew it. You've been depressed ever since I went to my mom and dad's for the home birth, haven't you?
I don't know. Am I depressed?
You must be. Aren't you being a blunt considering I just gave birth to our daughter?
Sorry, I'm a little tired.
Have you been overdoing it at work? I do wish you'd remember to chill out every now and then.
Right.
Anyway, it's about our daughter's name. We have to decide on something soon. We have to register the birth certificate. Do you mind if I decide the name? I kind of already have something in mind.
Knock yourself out. I'd prefer if you held off on filling in the birth certificate for now, though.
Huh? Why?
I need you to hand in divorce papers first.
Huh? Divorce papers? Why?
I think you know exactly why.
What's that supposed to mean? Of course I don't know why. Have you lost your mind? None of what you're saying makes any sense. Why? Why would we get a divorce? Our daughter was born 3 days ago. What's gotten into you, baby? Are you drunk?
I'm sober as a judge. What's gotten into me is that I know that kid's not mine.
What? Of course she's yours. What are you talking about? No way. Oh my god, did you meet someone else while I've been away with my parents?
Nah, you're the one who met someone else.
What's that supposed to mean? How could I? I've been pregnant for the last 9 months.
You cheated on me before the pregnancy. The real dad is my old coworker, Richard.
Huh?
I also know everything you said about going to live with your parents for a home birth was a big steaming pile of bullcrap. I know you gave birth at the hospital you've been going to for checkups all this time. I know you were at Loverboy Richard's house until the very moment you went into labor. I know everything.
No way. Where are you getting this all from? It's not true, baby. Surely you must have heard that from my mom about me being with her and Dad?
That's only because you put her up to it. You said things weren't going well between us and you needed some space. So you asked her to go along with your act that you were going back to stay with her. Me and your mom know everything. We know you've been at Richard's house this whole time.
I don't understand.
I got in touch with your mom the day after you left. When I did, she told me you were nowhere to be seen and that she didn't know anything about a home birth. Our wires got crossed in the confusion, but eventually it became clear something fishy was going on. She agreed to try and figure out where you were.
What? You mean you and my mom tricked me?
You've got some nerve to accuse me of trickery after getting plowed by some other dude behind my back and lying to me for over a year? Apparently you told your mom you were staying at a friend's house for a while because you needed some space to clear your head. But I did some digging, and it turns out you've been at my old coworker Richard's house the whole time. My jaw almost hit the floor. In spite of that, you sent me this bullshit messages every day about how you were relaxing and taking it easy at your mom and dad's place. My world got flipped turned upside down in an instant.
No, you've got this all wrong. I just ended up at Richard's by chance. It's not what you're thinking. I bumped into him randomly when I was taking some time to clear my head and think about what to do. We got talking and, well, he offered me his spare room.
Cut the crap! Why the heck would he offer you his spare room in the first place?
Well, I kinda told him I wasn't sure if me and you had a future together. I said I needed some space to clear my head, and well, that's when he offered.
Even if all that was true, why the hell would you actually say yes? There were any number of places you could have gone if you needed space. What about your parents? What about your friends? Your story reeks of bullcrap.
But if I went to stay with my parents, I just knew my mom would be bombarding me with questions about what was going on between us, and I didn't want to burden my friends either. I just thought it would make things more complicated than they already were. That's why I didn't tell my parents anything.
Why are you still going? Didn't I already tell you to cut the crap? I finally know now why Richard started being so cold and distant with me last year. And why he left the company. 'Cause you guys got caught screwing in the stationery cupboard. If you didn't want to be with me, why not just file for freaking divorce? Why'd you have to betray me and trick me into thinking I was gonna be a dad? What you did is unforgivable.
Please just calm down, Kevin. You've got it all wrong. This is all just one big silly misunderstanding, I swear.
Oh, it's a misunderstanding, is it? Well, guess what? I just called Richard over and told him I wanted the truth.
You did what?
He admitted it. He's the dad.
What? You spoke to Richard?
Yes.
He said he was the dad.
Yes.
I see. Fine. Divorce it is.
You're a disgrace. He told me all about how you forced your way into his house after he said he didn't want anything to do with the kid. Who actually goes to their lover's house while lying to their husband about a home birth at their parents? You're the lowest of the low.
He's the one in the wrong for trying to back out when he realized he got me pregnant. He should man up and take responsibility for what he did. The only reason I went to his house is because I thought he might change his mind after seeing his darling daughter's face. But I'm pleased. At least he finally admits he's the dad now.
Only because I made him. If he didn't admit it, you would have been perfectly happy to bring his daughter back home and played happy families with me raising her, thinking she was my own, wouldn't you?
I hadn't thought that far ahead. But you were super excited about the birth, and I guess I'd be lying if I said it hadn't crossed my mind as an option.
Don't screw around with me, bitch. How much of a fool do you have to make me before you'll be satisfied?
Listen, Kevin, you want the truth? You're a nice guy, but you have no sense of humor. I kind of got bored of how you were always so nice to me. It was like I could snap my fingers and have you do whatever I told you at the drop of a hat. I guess it became pretty apparent to me what a pushover you were after we got married, but what could I do then? I felt like I was trapped. Richard, on the other hand, he's bold, masculine, assertive, and oh so handsome. He's my dream guy. He ticks all the boxes. I always feel so alive when we're together.
Interesting. I see. In that case, you'll be disappointed to know that in spite of him admitting that the kid is his, he still has no intention of marrying you or having anything to do with her.
What? Why?
He said you scare him. He admitted that what he did was messed up and apologized. He said he felt so bad about it that he couldn't bring himself to speak to me, which is why he suddenly went all quiet at work right after it happened. Sorry to have to be the one to break it to you, but he says the best he can do is pay child support.
No way, you've got to be kidding me. He created a life and now he won't even take responsibility for it? He thinks he can worm his way out of this by paying child support?
Why are you surprised? He told me he made it clear he wouldn't be able to have any part in the kid's life. As soon as you told him you were pregnant, he said he didn't think you should go ahead with the pregnancy.
That's easy for a man to say, but he has no idea how horrible that would have been for me. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Besides, how is that fair on the baby? To snatch her life away before she even gets a chance to live it due to the selfish actions of her father?
Ahem, aren't you forgetting her mother too? I couldn't agree more though. I understand how heart-wrenching it must have been for you to even have to think about.
When a man gets a woman pregnant, he should put a ring on her finger.
Even if you were married, it doesn't necessarily guarantee the kid a happy life.
What do you propose I do then? How am I supposed to raise her? Please, Kevin, I can't do this on my own.
Not my problem. Richard seemed really stressed out. He said he felt like the weight of the lies was crushing him. He told me everything. He said he felt awful for the baby, but that he'd be lying if he said he had any interest in marrying you.
Oh my god. Why? Where am I supposed to go from here?
This is what you get for acting so recklessly, with no thought for the consequences. Richard says all communications between you will go through his lawyer from now on. That includes the child support. We're getting a divorce. I'll need your signature on these papers at some point.
Oh my god. Where am I supposed to go now?
Your mom said you were welcome to stay with her and your dad until you had your life back on track. Relax. It's not like you're gonna end up homeless or anything. Not that it would be my problem if you did. Go stay with your parents.
In the middle of nowhere? You mean I have to raise this little girl on my own?
Are you seriously complaining that your parents live in the countryside? You should just be grateful you have somewhere to go. Not all parents will be as forgiving after finding out their daughter did what you did.
No, I can't do this. I can't raise her without a dad. I can't raise her on my own.
You can, and you will. Is this how little you think of your daughter? Children are not some tool to satisfy your lust. This is what you get for trying to use your body to make Richard feel trapped into marrying you. I'm not going to make any excuses for the guy, but you're in the wrong too.
Kevin, I'm so sorry.
Give it a rest. I don't care.
I've been the world's biggest fool. I should have never betrayed you. This is all my fault.
I'm glad you finally realized.
I betrayed you even though you were always there for me, even though you bent over backwards to make sure I never wanted for anything and that I was always happy. You're a good man and I don't deserve you. I'm so sorry.
You're right. You don't deserve me, which is why we're done. Save the apologies because they won't change anything. There's nothing I can do for you now. You're on your own.
But surely you want to meet your daughter. She's so cute, baby. I just know you're going to love her. Just because you're not related by blood doesn't mean you can't raise her as your own. So, what do you say, honey? Are you gonna step up to the plate?
Step up to the plate and raise another man's offspring?
Please, Kevin, don't be like that. Let's raise her together as a team. I can't bear the thought of losing you.
Would you give it a rest already? You're like a broken record. Do you have any idea how I felt when I found out you lied to me about going back to your folks for a home birth? Do you have any idea how I felt when I found out the reason you lied to me was because you were pregnant with my ex-coworker's daughter? I felt like I was losing my mind.
I'm so sorry. I know I screwed up. I can't tell you how sorry I am, sweetie. I'm filled with nothing but regret, shame, and disgust with myself. You deserve better than this. I'm so sorry.
The time for apologies is past.
But you were so looking forward to the birth. Don't you remember? You were buying me and the baby presents, taking me out shopping, singing her songs as she kicked in my belly. It was just you, me, and her, our little family. This little girl would be overjoyed to call you her daddy. I just know it.
Not happening. The only reason I was excited is because I thought she was my kid.
Kevin, please, I'm sorry. I'll do all of the housework from now on. The house will sparkle like it's never sparkled before. Not just that, but you can leave all of the baby stuff to me. Please, don't divorce me. Anything but divorce. Listen, how about we just try living together for a month at first? Think of it as an experiment. If it doesn't work out, then fine, we can go our separate ways. I'm begging you, won't you at least give us a chance?
A chance? Do you seriously think you deserve another chance after what you did? You had every opportunity to come clean about it. The only reason I found out is because you were sloppy. You made me think I was the father. As if that's bad enough, the only reason you're crawling back to me now is because the actual daddy wouldn't put a ring on your finger. I'd have to be insane to give you another chance.
Kevin, please, please forgive me. I'm begging you, please. I was wrong about you. You're not boring. You're kind and sweet and lovely and charming. You're the greatest guy I know. Please forgive me, sweetie, for the sake of this little girl.
How could we be together now? I'll never believe another word that comes out of your mouth. Stop using the kid as a tool to try and guilt me into providing for you. I couldn't care less about what happens to you now. Let's face it, even if we did get back together, you'd only end up getting bored and cheating again, because I'm such a pushover. I divorced Jessica immediately after that. Of course, she was adamant she wouldn't go along with it at first, but there was no choice her parents would ever let that slide. They gave her the dressing down of a lifetime and forced her to sign the divorce papers while she sobbed uncontrollably. Legend has it her father's yelling could be heard from 7 blocks away. After she got discharged from hospital, she took her daughter and they both started living with her parents while getting by on child support from Richard. I technically owed her half of the money from our house, but since she owed me a hefty sum in compensation, her mom and dad officially prohibited me from giving her a single cent. No objections here. With that, Jessica, under the duress of the cold, disdainful glares from her parents, agreed to call it quits on the money from the house. Last I heard, she'd completely wasted away and is now so emaciated she resembles a Halloween costume more than a human being. Unfortunately for her parents, that means they have to bear the brunt of raising her daughter. However, being the last people on earth to let her sit around her butt doing nothing all day, they ordered her to get a job if she wasn't going to raise her daughter. Luckily for her, she landed a job at her aunt's company, which happened to be short-staffed. I'm not sure if it's because I blocked her, but I got a letter from her the other day begging me to take her back, lamenting that life without me is meaningless and that every day is a struggle. Obviously, I screwed it up and threw it in the bin. To be honest, I'm so over her that I didn't even feel anything when I read it. I'll never have anything to do with her for as long as I live. She had her chance, and she blew it by betraying me in the cruelest way possible. I know this is a big ask for someone like her, but I want her to take responsibility for what she did and give her daughter that upbringing she deserves. In order to give myself a fresh start in life, I finally decided to leave my old company and join the up-and-coming startup that had been trying to headhunt me for the last few months. They've been making waves in the industry, and I know it's early days, but I see myself going places with them. My old job was stable, but I knew that if I carried on with the same dull, dreary old routine any longer, I'd do nothing but dwell on the past. A new challenge is just what I need to take my mind off things and move on to the next chapter of my life. I only started this month, but I'm already finding it rewarding. My new coworkers are all super supportive. I never would have thought it possible, but in spite of what happened, I'm actually happy and fulfilled in my new life. I'm making a point on focusing on doing things that I enjoy and being kind to myself. Hopefully that way I'll be able to forget all about the traitor as soon as possible. I'm still young. I still have my whole life ahead of me. Far from letting it get me down, I'm going to use this whole experience as an opportunity to build the best, happiest version of myself possible. When you get knocked off your horse, you get right back on it. Every second counts, and there's no time to waste. Let's do this!
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Mom, what's going on here? You've already reached the limit this month already. What are you even spending so much on? What limit are you talking about here? Seriously, Sophie, you never explain what you mean properly. Tell me, what do you want to say in a way I can't understand what you're talking about? I'm talking about the credit card spending limit. That should be obvious. Why did you spend so much this month? Oh, is that really what you meant? You could have just said that straight away. There was just a little something that I needed to buy, so I used the card. And what is that little something? Does it really matter? Why do you care? It's my choice what I spend money on, isn't it? Why do I need to go out of my way to tell you every little thing I buy and why I bought it? That would be fine if you were the one who was paying back the credit card, but it's Peter and I who are the ones doing that. That's why I'm telling you to stop wasting money on useless things. God, you're so annoying about this. You need to stop worrying so much about all of these little things. Mark never complained about any of this when I was living with him, you know. It was so much more enjoyable with him than here with you. Can't you take a leaf out of this book? You should be more like him. You want me to take a leaf out of Mark's book? He was the one who left you with all the debt and ran off. Of course he didn't care about your spending habits. You were the one who came crying to us to help you. So how can you even say that I should be more like him? Is that how it is? It all happened so long ago. I don't really remember what happened anymore. Listen here, Mom. We paid back the entire credit card debt for you. And not only that, we even let you move in with us and are paying for your monthly expenses. I don't want to hear that you've forgotten all that. Don't you even feel a shred of gratitude to us? Oh, just give it up already. Why do you even have to keep bringing that up again and again? That happened a long time ago, so you need to put it to rest. And you always do this, you know. One small thing happens and then you start blaming everyone. I'm telling you this because I'm worried about you too, you know. We've helped you out a bunch in the past, haven't we? Can't you at least try to understand where we're coming from? Oh yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad that I have a daughter who complains to me every day about every tiny thing I do. I couldn't be happier, thanks to you and all your help. I get to live a miserable life every day. Lucky me. I'm really so grateful to you for all of it. Oh my God, why do you have to take this kind of attitude? I'm asking you nicely not to act that in front of Peter. All you do is complain to him about everything. The money we give you to spend and just living in general together. You need to stop doing that. Ah, here we go again. I'm the bad guy and you need to tell me off. Living with Mark really was so much better than with you. I wish I could move out and live with him again. Look, I know that you love him as your son and that you prefer him to me in every way. But as your daughter, I can't agree with you doing that. Why is that? What's wrong with Mark? Are you saying that because he broke off contact with us? Or are you saying that it's impossible for me to do that because we don't know where he is right now? Well, both of those things obviously does make it impossible, but that's not what I meant. Even if you knew where he was, it would all just end the same as it did last time. Do you want to be up to your ears in debt again? Of course I don't. Who would want that? That's exactly what I'm saying, right? So then just forget about Mark already. If you don't, it will definitely happen to you again if he comes back. Well, I don't think it will, but you can just help me out again if that happens. So I don't really see the issue here. Come on, give me a break already. You might be my mom, but there's a limit to everything. Being thankful to you for raising me isn't going to last forever, you know? Those feelings aren't limitless. Yeah, whatever. You always say that, but always end up helping me anyway. I know you, and I know you wouldn't leave me out to dry. You love me, and will always look after me. Are you really sure about that? Because I wouldn't. But enough talk about that anyway. Oh, are you getting embarrassed talking about that? You know you have never been one to really listen to me, ever since you were a kid. But still, that's a thing about you that I think is almost cute. That's not important right now. I'm just telling you that you need to think about how you spend money. If you do that, then I won't have to complain to you all the time. Just get it together, will you? Please. I'm sick of having to do this over and over again. Sophie, sorry to message you while you're at work, but I want you and Peter to move out of the house. In the next few days would be best actually. If you're busy, I can help you pack all your stuff so you can leave faster. What's this all of a sudden? What are you even talking about? Why would we leave anywhere? Mark is going to come back and I decided that the two of us will live in this house together. What? Mark is back again? Yeah, isn't that great? I couldn't be happier to see him again. Just a little while ago, he contacted me out of the blue and said that there were some things he needed, and if I bought them for him, then he would come back home. Is that why you used the credit card for then? Well, yeah. He asked me, so I couldn't exactly refuse, could I? He's my son after all. And then one thing led to another, and he's coming to move in now. What? Was he the one who suggested living together again? No matter how you look at it, he obviously just needs the money right now. I don't care about that, even if it means we can live together again. The only thing is that he said he didn't want to live here if you were around. That's why I need you to move out immediately, for Mark. Are you being serious right now? Of course I am. It makes sense for a mother to look after her oldest kid, and you're always so annoying as well. It would be better for me as well if you weren't around. Oh, really? Well then fine. I'll leave as soon as possible. You better not regret this later. I don't want you to come running back for help afterwards. Why would I ever regret this? Living with Mark isn't boring like it is with you. My wish actually came true. I'll say this just once. I don't agree with what you're doing, and I think it's a bad idea for you to live with Mark again. Nothing good will come of it. I just know it. Are you really okay with this? I told you that this is perfect for me. Don't go ahead making pointless predictions. Well, if you think like that, fine. It looks like you won't have any problems after Peter and I move out, so we can move out without any worries. Please, just do that. Mark is finally coming back home and I don't need anything to get in the way of that. I see how it is. Well, we'll leave, but I'm going to need a little bit of time at least. We don't even have anywhere that we could go to right away. What do you mean you don't have anywhere to stay? Why not just move to live with Peter's parents? Then you can move immediately and Mark can also come right away. There's no way we can do that. We haven't talked to them about this at all, and we can't just disrupt your life for something stupid like this. What? So what? I told you to leave right away, and now you want to put it off? Are you trying to talk your way out of it now? What if Mark doesn't come back because of this? Is that your plan? If that's enough to stop him from coming back, then he would just leave soon enough no matter what. Well, maybe. Don't worry about it. We will be out of your hair soon enough. I'll ask some friends to help and we should be able to find a place pretty quickly. I can't do much more than that right now. Fine, I get it. Just try and find somewhere as soon as you can. At least do that for me. Sophie, what's going on? You need to stop Peter. He won't listen to a word I say to him. What am I supposed to do to stop him from doing? He's just explaining to the movers what they need to take, isn't he? Everything's going just as he wanted when we're finally moving out. Why would I stop him now? The problem is what he's telling the movers to take. All of the furniture and the white goods too. Are you planning on taking everything out of this house? Yeah, and so what? I don't see the problem here. How can you not? If you take everything, what are Mark and I supposed to do? What are you talking about? Peter and I were the ones who bought all of the furniture. I think it's pretty normal to take all of your things with you when you move. Even if you did buy it all, Mark and I won't be able to do anything if the house is completely empty. I don't care about that. It's not our problem whether you can do anything or not, or what your life may be like after we move. I don't need you coming to me with your problems. What? Are you serious? You know what you're doing is going to make life more difficult for your mother, and you still don't care about it? What's going on here? That's not how a child is supposed to treat parents. Who do you think you are to treat me like this? Show me some respect. If you're going to try and use that logic, then I can say the exact same thing. What? How? You can't say that to me. It's not easy or cheap to just get up and move out the house. But you still rushed us out and asked to leave for some stupid, selfish reason. How much do you think it would cost if needed to buy replacements for all this furniture? Peter and I can't handle so many sudden expenses. You two have the money for it, don't you? So there shouldn't be a problem. The money isn't the main problem. It's that you one-sidedly kicked out your own daughter, and on top of that, you also want to steal all of my things. It's not something a parent is supposed to do. You're in no position to complain about anything I do. But I'm the one in a bad financial situation, much worse than you. You two should just give this stuff up, because you are still in the position to buy new stuff. That's why you have always helped me out till now, isn't it? That's just because you're my mom. I didn't want to just leave you on your own and then something happened. I was worried about you, and since it's just been about money, I've been patient with you. Then it should be fine to leave everything now, no? This is the same kind of thing before. I already told you this before. Gratitude towards you for raising me isn't endless. And so what of it? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. Of course it does. I have no more feelings or love towards you now, and since we're going to be moving out, all expenses from now are your own. You have to figure it out on your own. I'm sure two grown adults can work something out. How can you be so selfish? Mark is coming back because he's relying on me, you know? What am I supposed to tell him if he comes back to this? I don't know. You can tell him sorry, I guess. This is all your fault after all. How can you be so irresponsible? Because I'm your daughter, that's why, and I don't have any responsibility for you and Mark. It's your fault if he comes here and gets angry. Are you okay with that? I don't care what a person who I will never see again has to say to me. Anyway, good luck. Make sure you don't complain and try to work it out on your own. It's your house now, so the two of you deal with it. Good luck living together. Mom, I keep getting a whole load of calls from an unknown number. Is this Mark's doing? That's because he won't answer your phone. Mark is absolutely wild with rage right now. And why is that? It seems like he racked up a lot of debt again while he was off by himself, and he came home because of his financial situation. But then he had to come back to a situation that is almost as bad as his. He's freaking out not knowing what to do. I knew that this would be the case. I just knew that he would be in debt again. He really never learns his lessons. Why are you talking to him as though it doesn't matter to you? It's all your fault for taking everything from the house when you left. You're the one who needs to learn your lesson. I already explained to you that we didn't do anything wrong, didn't I? All we did was take the things that we had bought ourselves. There was nothing else we could do anyway, because you told us to leave so suddenly, and the debt that Mark has it all his own fault. Everything is the fault of you two, don't you think? Here you go with the same thing again. I already know, though. You know? What do you know? That you will end up helping me again this time, too. You said yourself that you didn't agree with leaving in the first place, so you'll come back, won't you? What kind of dumb joke is this? You were the one who kicked us out in the first place, and now you think we will just come running back? Why would we do that? Because your mom is in trouble and needs your help. You're not going to just leave me like this. I know I raised a good kid. You wouldn't do something like that, would you? You really are incredibly naive. You might be my mom, but it's pathetic to see. Well, you helped me out last time, right? So it makes sense that you would help me this time as well. This is a completely different situation to before. Let me tell you this clearly so that you understand. I have run out of love and feelings for you. I'm not going to help you this time or anymore at all. It would be wrong of a child to abandon her mom in a state like this. And you're a smart girl, so you do understand that. So you know what you should do, don't you? Between helping you last time and you kicking me out of the house afterwards, I have no more duty towards you as my mom. It's all been used up. You need to understand that I just give up asking me already. Fine, I understand. I realize you won't come back. But then in exchange, at least pay me enough per month to live. No, why would I do that? Sort this out for yourselves. Listen here, Sophie. I just listened to all of your selfish reasons about why you don't want to come back here. So now, it's obvious that you need to listen to what I'm saying to you. God, you just sound so stupid right now. Why should I have to take care of my mom and brother who I neither love nor care about anymore? I'm telling you as clearly as I can that it's not happening. It's impossible. There's nothing impossible about it. If you don't help me out, then Mark is going to be really angry at me. Don't you care about that? I told you that I don't. You're the one who wanted to live with him in the first place. Sophie, please. Neither of us have anyone but you who can we rely on. We're family, aren't we? How can you leave us like this? Please, help me out this one last time. If you have time to beg me for the same thing over and over again, then use that time to do something on your own. If living with him becomes as boring as you thought it was living with me, then there's no point of any of this for you, is there? I don't plan on interfering with your lifestyles at all. Have fun, you two. Your favorite son has come back to you, so there's no need for your annoying daughter anymore, right? After I sent my mom that last message, I blocked her number and never messaged her again. In the end, her and Mark were not able to do anything to fix their financial situation and had to sell the house. They were able to somehow survive for a little while with the money that they got from the sale of the property, but because of the debt repayments that Mark was saddled with, that money didn't last too long either. Mom had to get a job again, despite her old age, and even Mark found some part-time job and worked day and night. Even now, he's still having to pay off his debt and interest payments and will probably have to keep doing so for the foreseeable future. Conversely, since Peter and I were able to get away from the two of them, and we no longer have to pay for Mom's expenses, we have actually been able to save a lot more money than before. When my mom was still living with us and we were struggling to save up money, Peter and I almost given up on being able to have a child for a long time, since we wouldn't have the means to support one. But now that we have some breathing room, we were finally able to start thinking about beginning a family again. And then, after a while, being just the two of us, we finally said hello to the beautiful baby girl that we brought into this world. Now, my husband, my newborn daughter, and I are living very happily together. When she grows up, the way my mom and brother did things will serve as good cautionary tale for her as soon as she's old enough to understand it.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.